All right, we're into April. This is the month we're all about organization and clearing the clutter. Yeah, who's with me? Anybody? Hello? Am I in the right room? This is for adults with ADHD who want to get their shit together, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe I'm too enthusiastic about it. I'm not sure. Last month was about finances. I'm ready to move on. You are listening to ADHD Big Brother, the podcast for adults struggling with their ADHD and their depression and anxiety and blech. I'm your host, Russ Jones. I'm an ADHD coach, and I run the Platinum Award-winning community coaching of the same name, ADHD Big Brother. And I also have ADHD and depression. It's craptastic. Welcome aboard. Let's learn some stuff, laugh at some stuff, and ladies and gentlemen, here's some stuff. Welcome, one and all, to the podcast, to this great extravaganza of organization and decluttering. Man, we have some amazing stuff happening. We've already begun in the community. We're a week into decluttering challenge. It's never too late to jump in, by the way. You know, day ones mixed with day threes, mixed with day sevens. You know, you start wherever you're at. That's how we roll. None of this, I have to wait until the first of the month to begin a new thing. None of that. We start now. And speaking of starting now, let's start with the mental health update, the old Russ Jones report. We're normalizing, talking about our mental health, the good, the bad, and the weird. Thank you very much. Because we're all tired of saying, hey, I'm fine. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Yeah, you good? Good. How's that weather doing? What's up with the rain lately? Isn't that crazy how the clouds produce rain? Where does water come from? It's the sky crying. What's happening? So we're trying to get on the other end of that. I'm a mixed bag at the moment. Man, I fluctuate. I've been super sensitive emotionally. Little things are butt hurting me. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the down feelings that I had the past week later on in the episode, because it kind of ties into the work that we're doing this month. But overall, I'm going to say I'm doing good. I started this process of taking Wednesdays off. I was burning out. I saw myself burning out big time. And it turns out, you know, when you're a solopreneur type person, you kind of work all the time. You work a lot. And it's truly rewarding. I love doing it. I wouldn't have it any other way. But a few people I've talked to this past couple of weeks have asked me, well, how many hours do you work? And I'm like, all of them. There's just a lot of business to run a business. So I'm always working. And so then a lot of it is play, but it's work. And it's last week, I didn't have any clients or appointments. And I thought, well, what if I use Wednesday as my day off? Middle of the week, you know, it coincides with Noble's day off. So we went up to Mount Baldy and we did a kick-ass nature hike in the mountains. Holy balls. Yes, more of that, please. Easily home in time to pick up Alistair from school. Done and done. So I am carrying that new tradition forward to see how it goes. Like, I'm taking Wednesday off. In terms of ADHD Big Brother stuff, so this month is all about organizing and decluttering. And good friend to ADHD Big Brother is Megs Crawford of Organizing an ADHD Brain. She's our go-to organization expert. And she's going to be doing a workshop and a decluttering body double session in the community, which these two events are open to everybody. So you don't have to be a paid member to attend. And that's happening April 10 and 17th. And the links to those will be in the show notes. And also, we have this 30-day declutter challenge that Debbie brought to the community. Some of us are taking that on. And what I want to say about that, which is part of my mental health update, is that organizing and decluttering can be surprisingly emotional. And I'm not just talking from the, like, I'm so overwhelmed because my environment is so cluttered and chaotic. I'm talking about, like, subtle things that might creep up and sink us when we're not looking. And this is why I'm such an advocate for doing this work as a body double. And let me tell you why. You want what in the hell do you am I talking about? What in the hell is so good about body doubling? Well, BT-dub, let me tell you, okay? Just settle down, relax. I'm going to tell you, jeez. If you're new to body doubling, it's the act of having another person present, physically or virtually, while you work on a task, which can help improve focus, reduce procrastination, and it's helpful on the emotional side. Let me tell you. Case in point, I was in the community and the daily challenge was decluttering a kitchen cupboard. So I went into the audio on body double room and posted in the public chat, hey, if anybody wants to join me, I'm going to be decluttering. And just for context or whatever, it's at ADHD Big Brother. We have 2 public Zoom rooms. One is, and they're both open 24/7. So one of them is audio off for body doubling and just co-working. And then the other one is audio on if you want to do something together, but shoot the shit while you're doing it. So Stephanie joined me, and I think Stephanie was clearing out the cupboard underneath her sink. I was cleaning the spice cupboard, the cupboard with the spices. And we were both cursing our way through it, mutually bitching about things. I shared this with Stephanie that, okay, so I have this fear of dementia. It's in my family. My grandmother, when they moved her into her home and went through her house, they noticed that she had like 20 bottles of Windex, right? So like every time she went out, she picked up Windex. And I had multiple things of salt in my cupboard and multiple things of garlic powder. And so I was able to joke about it with Stephanie, but like, I'm always the guy that gets the garlic powder. That's going to be my thing. And we made it into a lighter moment, and it was fun shooting the shit about the process, but which is a very real triggering kind of fear for me. But it was a light moment, and I didn't go there. So a couple of days later, the challenge was to declutter the kitchen pantry, and I did this one alone because it was just going to be quick, and I just did it by myself. And first of all, there was shit in my pantry that had expired 4 years ago. I moved into this apartment less than 4 years ago. So I took expired shit from my old place and brought it into my new place. What the hell? But then I had this bin on the top of the pantry that had old sporting equipment, and I'm downsizing. So I'm getting rid of all kinds of stuff. So like there's Nerf stuff, baseball mitts, baseballs, and it hit me. It crept up and it hit me that a chapter in my life was over, like when my kids were young, and it did not need to hit me that hard, but I took it really tough. I got super down. And I thought, oh my God, this would not have happened if I was in the body double session with like Stephanie or somebody, and we would have been joking about the baseball days. We would have pretend cried, oh my God, my kids are growing up. Ooh. It would have been a softer moment. So this is really just to say that organizing and decluttering can be really freaking emotional. And this could be a reason why we're not doing it. These things that I say to myself, right? Like, how can I let things get this bad, this disorganized? Why am I such a mess? There's way too much tension. Or the idea that there might be uncomfortability to it. It's hard enough to get started on things that don't have tension. But oh my Lord, it can feel impossible to get started on things that not only suck, they're not only like things that we would normally do, but that also make us feel emotionally gross. Who wants to spend time in I suck land? Not me. And so this is why we hire people like Megs, and this is why we do body doubling sessions at ADHD Big Brother. We offload some of that emotional baggage that comes with this stuff. Super helpful for me. So we're going to be doing all kinds of things organizational at ADHD Big Brother. Like I mentioned before, Megs is going to be on the podcast next week. But I highly recommend you coming to her workshop on the 10th. She's going to help us with organizing concepts for our ADHD brains. And that's, again, it's open to the public. Anybody, you don't have to worry about buying me a fancy dinner to get access. You got access. And so I want to make this opening podcast for the month on organizing maybe a little bit more broad. And I'll just throw some ideas at you that may or may not help. But I want to caveat this first. This is a no shame zone. So maybe you are a complete mess. Maybe you're a goddamn disaster. We got to be cool with being truthful with ourselves and also have fun with it. That's my personal philosophy. I'm not about trying to put rose-colored glasses on things. If my kitchen's a disaster and it smells like moldy food, it's not going to help to have you point out, but your floor seems clean. That's who's going to, first of all, you're never going to say that my floor is clean. So that's what's so funny to me. I want to start from a place of acknowledging our disasters and make attempts at not feeling shame about it. This is where I'm at right now. I'm here and I'm on a journey to get over there. So let's try that, and I'll try it with you. It's easier to do this shame-free when you're with a friend, a non-judgmental friend. No, not fucking Troy, not Troy with his, you just gotta suck it up, bro. Suck it up. Jesus, oh my God, Troy with his motivational posters and like, well, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Really, Troy? Where does the tough go? Is it to their bed? Because that's where I'm going, Troy. For me, the places that are in chaos, I call Uggs. If I walk into my office and I have to step over a paper pile, there's like this inner Ugg. And the thought that I need to do something about that. And then I move past it and I just carry on with my day. But that Ugg has been filed away in the Rolodex of self-loathing. I have at times had Uggs in every freaking room, like dishes piled up, laundry all over the floor, paper piles, shit all over the living room, bathroom counter cluttered with bullshit. And it's like walking from place to place, Ugging in my life. Like that's no way to live. And I believe that when we Ugg enough for long enough, it starts connecting to that not good enough voice. And holy shit. Welcome, my old frenemy, depression. How do you do? So here's how we're going to attack this over at ADHD Big Brother. Together. My stance with ADHD. Oh my God. I'm going to have a fucking stance. You ready? And I have like this posture, one foot in front of the other. Like I'm in a pose. This is my stance. You better listen up. Feels a bit aggressive. I'm kind of scared to say it publicly, but you know what? I'm going to try it on like a hat. We'll see how it wears. You know, worst case scenario, you send me a nasty email. Whatever. I don't believe adults with ADHD who've spent a lifetime of not knowing about their ADHD and then they suddenly have a diagnosis. I don't think the journey to managing ADHD can happen alone. Sorry, I said it. That's my belief. And I think one of the biggest hurdles to overcome is the feeling that if I just hear something right at the right time, or if I just learn the right trick, that suddenly I'll become super effective at managing my ADHD. I don't think so. I have not seen that yet. I've been in the space for close to a decade now. There's always a new system. There's always a new metaphor. There's always a new shiny way to do a thing, a new book. There's always new shit out there, which is very promising and exciting. But I'm willing to bet that a majority of us don't even truly implement these wonderful systems before we bail on them. Because we don't do the work. And why don't we do the work? It's not because we're assholes. It's not because we're lazy. I believe it's as simple as we forget. And in these flickers of thought, when it does occur to us, it's at an inopportune time, or what's classically the classic not now. We could get so far if we could just remember. So everybody starting today, just start remembering. What in the hell? How many of us listen to these podcasts? And I'm talking about this one too. And we get juiced up because we relate, and we get excited because we learned a trick, and then we intend to do something about it. And then the next podcast plays in the queue and it's about how to invest in income properties. And we completely forget the ADHD thing we were going to try. Because now we're all wrapped up in how to find flippable multi-unit income properties. So when I get home, I'm going to work on that. And then another podcast comes on in the queue. And this one's a true crime one about a guy that was hiking in the mountains and he got mauled by a bear and died. But then ultimately, you know what they found out? They found out that his wife had hired a hitman to dress up like a bear and maul him to death. But they realized that they weren't bear claws. They matched the cuts on his body to like old cutlery. And he's like, what in the hell? I can't wait to get home and tell my spouse about this. This is fucking weird. And then you get home and your kid meets you at the door and you get all excited. You have dinner and you play Lego and you've forgotten everything. It's not because we're an asshole. It's just because, that old working memory dealio. So I'm here to make an appeal to you guys who are struggling. The goal with ADHD is getting to a point where we have permission to forget. That means calendars, reminders. What has to get put in place for you so that you can forget? And I'm going to double down on the fact that we are most likely to succeed if we do this together. I know that inner feeling that we're supposed to be able to do this stuff on our own. We know how to succeed. We know what we're trying to do. We even know how we're going to do it. But so many of us aren't. I mean, check it out. I'm in the body double room pretty much every day because I know how beneficial it is. I'm in there. When I was writing this, I was in there with Lisa writing this podcast episode. Shout out to you, Lisa. How do you do? I'm not trying to be some guru dude about it, like telling you guys, this is how you manage your ADHD, the Russ Jones method. Let's try my patented 5-point system for getting your shit together. So at my core, I would say at my core, I'm probably a community facilitator. I have grown a community of people who are recognizing how important it is to do the work together. I'm really good at getting people together and creating platforms for doing the work. It's like if you have a guru that you like, what do you like? David Allen? What are you, Tony Robbins person? Mel Robbins? Batman and Robbins? Robin's Hood? Who? It doesn't matter. ADHD Big Brother, that's the place where you go to do the work of your person. You have an ADHD coach you like, you have a therapist that you like, and you have appointment amnesia. You're literally like, you have a great appointment and then you forget everything for a week. And then you're like, oh shit, I have an appointment with Charles today. Well, the ADHD Big Brother is where you go to do the work. It's where you get your daily accountability. So I want us all to get our shit together this April. So let's learn from Meg's, link in the show notes. And she's also going to do the decluttering. So let's get in there. Let's declutter with her. So, and if you're looking to jump into some accountability, I'm going to do a thing in April for podcast listeners, for you guys. This is, don't tell anybody. This is for you guys only. It's where you can get the entire community for a whole month. Normally, the membership is paid in quarterly increments. So if you want to just jump in and get a single month, be $45 for 30 days. And I hope if you join, you leave your shame at the door. You leave and with your jacket. You can keep your shoes on. I'm not a shoes off guy. I know it tracks in the dirt, but I don't give a shit. I just want you in there shame free. And that way you don't have to show everyone that you have holes in your socks. You know what I mean? I don't want to put you through that. So shoes on, shame off. And before I leave you, I am going to give you a challenge, but you know that I know that you know that I know that this challenge is forgotten the moment I say it. But hey, prove me wrong. Email me. Tell me hey, how wrong I am. And then tell me how you did it, because I'm a seasoned ADHD skull spaghetti master and I'll forget this challenge right after I post it. Pick a cupboard, a pantry, bin, bookshelf, whatever. Declutter it for 10 to 20 minutes. You know I pray to the gods of the timer, so I would suggest a timer, but you do you. You do what you're going to do. Some questions that you could ask as you're doing this are, do I need this item? Have I used this item in the last year? If I was looking for this item, where would I look? If I needed to use this item at some point, would I even remember that I had it? Or would I just go out and buy it? These might help you in your decluttering efforts. I've been playing around with testing my own spirits and getting rid of shit that I'm like, no, don't. Ow, sentimentality. I've been trying. I've had a piano book for what it's got to be over 30 years now. It's a piano book of love songs of the 80s. And I'm like, what am I doing with this? Like, it's if I really wanted to play Lady in Red, I can just Google the sheet music and I bet I could get it. That is my challenge to you. It's probably easier just to join the community and then we could do it together and that would be more fun. We could do what we did when Stephanie and Lisa did the other day when we decluttered. And we're all quizzing each other. When we're like, I don't know if I should keep this or not. That's how we do it. And that'll do it for this week. I am super stoked about this month. I'm already well underway. I've been emptying out bins. My fridge is clean. Holy balls, you guys. And I'm going to take on a bookshelf before the day's out. We'll see what we can do with that. All right. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, always you can reach me through the website, ADHDBigBrother.com. And with that, I shall talk to you later.